We're definitely not going to vote for reform, if that's what you're asking me.
No, not
because that'll be the last time I'm here then. I'll probably be gone, sent back.
Across Wales, passions are running high.
How important is Welsh identity and the Welsh language in this election?
Well, goodness me, that is what we are. We are Welsh.
I got no trust in Labour because they're not looking after the country, as he said now. They're bringing people in that's not supposed to be here.
Look at our NHS, falling to our knees. Well, old people lying in beds, it shouldn't be like this. You can't blame the people who work for it. It's people like that.
An election that could change the course of this nation and its place in the UK.
So this is the Gurnos estate in Merthyr Tydfil, and you could describe it as the epicentre of the political earthquake underway in Wales. It is traditional Labour heartland, just like the valleys around it, but it's also where Nigel Farage came to launch Reform's contract with the British people. He was suggesting that the social and economic problems faced here are an example of the failures by Labour's governance here in Wales. That speech was nearly 2 years ago now, and the people on this estate and right across the country are facing a big decision. Do you feel it's time for change?
It's time for change, isn't it? Can't be any worse. It's got to get better. People of Merthyr voted these people in, and to me, they're not doing nothing for the people of Merthyr.
No. As far as I'm concerned, Plaid Cymru, I vote and that's it. Because I got no trust in Labour. Because they're not looking after the country, as he said now. They're bringing people in that's not supposed to be here. And it's taking money from the people that's working and people that's on the benefits. They're taking money from them, giving it to them. They're giving them houses and God knows what, man. They're not giving us nothing.
There is no doubt frustration at Labour's record in Wales, but what's going on in Westminster is also filtering down.
Keir Starmer definitely impacts the way I vote in Wales. He seems to be so weak, and the U-turns. I know the cost of living's gone up, and all the promises he made he's not kept, and of course the health services under pressure, and houses, all these problems are abundant, So that's it. And Labour promised so much, but they haven't kept any of the promises, not one.
Can I ask whether you've been a Labour man?
I voted Labour in my time. I voted Conservative last time, but they seem to have not done a lot. So I feel inclined towards reform.
Labour's been in power here since devolution began, and long before that. But a fight from Plaid Cymru, Reform, the Greens and others could see that reign end. In a post-industrial land, party loyalty is up for grabs.
It's often difficult to actually think back to this, how powerful the trade union was, and with that then the politics. And people actually believed, I think, more in politics than perhaps they do today, I think we're looking for another identity, if you know what I mean, because the identity was all about coal tips, rugby clubs, headgears, coal, singing miners and all this type of thing. And it's got to change. I've noticed more of a Welshness creeping in.
This is no normal election for Wales, not just because of the political landscape. There are some big reforms coming in. The number of members inside the Senedd, that's increasing from the current 60 up to 96. The areas they look after, the constituencies, well, they're getting bigger as well. There'll be 16 larger ones compared to the current 40.
Big change is leading to big thoughts, both in the south and the north. The Maelgwn male voice choir in Conwy has seen its numbers dwindle in recent years. A lack of jobs, a reliance on seasonal tourism means the young aren't staying.
Because there's not the infrastructure up here, they're not the industries that used to be. We used to have Hot Point, Ferodo, the quarries, the odd mine. They've all gone. It's virtually all tourist industry now.
There's a lot of divide around that.
That's a feeling echoed by 38-year-old chef Adam, who lives and works on the island of Anglesey.
Is employment harder perhaps than it might be in some of the bigger cities?
I would say definitely, yeah. A lot of my friends have moved away. A lot of my close friends moved to Australia. And I think unless you've got a solid trade, jobs are scarce around here. If I'm being openly honest with you, I'm probably not going to vote.
Why?
Because I think, from what I can see in North Wales, where I live here, I never see any kind of real change that affects our lives, so why?
You sound quite disillusioned by it all.
Yeah, I suppose I am.
There's always been that thought of a divide between the north and the south of Wales, a sort of detachment from the power down in Cardiff. And here in Anglesey, at the northern tip of the country, that separation, coupled with huge pride in Welsh identity, is a big factor at this election.
Well, goodness me, that is what we are. We are Welsh, and, everything about us. Oh, sorry, I'm getting... Stop that
No, it's
for
okay.
a minute.
Okay.
Oh.
That was really...
No,
you were getting passionate there.
Yes. Well, the thing is, we... our language is part of our heritage. And why can't we do things in our own language, like the French or the Spanish? Then hopefully we have a chance where the language will continue with our children and work with us.
Do you sometimes feel it's dying, the Welsh?
Yes, of course it is.
Identity and independence, healthcare and the economy, the issues front of people's minds. But there is another one, immigration. The Welsh Parliament sits in what was Tiger Bay, a multicultural melting pot for hundreds of years. Dock workers from over 50 countries made home here, and it remains diverse. Omar and Abdi Kadir are both Somali and have now settled in the Welsh capital.
I think immigration is, they overdo it. They talk about immigration as if it's every immigrant that comes here is a bad immigrant. We're immigrants, we're all working, we pay our taxes, and most of the people that come here are just looking for a better life. They're not here to destroy this country, they're just here to make their families better.
Are you going to vote? Do you care? And what do you care about?
Yeah, we're going to vote. We're going to vote for Labour. Me personally, I'm going to vote for Labour.
And why is that?
We've been looked after by Labour. When we first came to the country, Labour was in charge. A man called Alan Michael was the man who welcomed most of the Somali community here. And ever since then, we've been with Labour. We're definitely not going to vote for reform, if that's what you're asking me.
No, not
because that'll be the last time I'm here then. I'll probably be gone, sent back. But
do you feel that really? I mean, you say it with a smile, but underneath, do you fear that's a risk?
What, a risk of reform coming to power?
Being sent back?
Yeah, that's how they're talking. That's what they're saying. You got to believe what the man is saying.
Actually, we can't say it's a danger, but they are fueling the people who is against the immigrants. But there's a problem. I think there is some exaggeration in immigration in this country.
This election puts Wales at a crossroads. Political legacy facing a rapidly changing world. Back in the valleys, the next generation are already realising new industries. Scott's great-grandfather worked in the mines. Now he employs the young at his growing coffee business in Ammanford.
It's a post-industrial town now. The mines have all closed. The industry that was once here has now disappeared. Our ethos as a brand is to try and prove a point. It's trying to prove that anything can be done in these post-industrial towns. They shouldn't be forgotten about.
How important is it that young people in Wales do stay in Wales?
I just think it's really, really important we retain as much talent as we can in these towns, because we've got some phenomenal people. We've got some phenomenal education around this area, great, talented people, and to see them leave where they're from, purely not because they're not happy living here, just because they're looking for opportunities, is really sad to see.
As decision day looms, in Cardiff, day-to-day life continues. Lauren's an NHS nurse, busy with a newborn, but she's keeping an eye on what politicians are promising.
Within the election, I would be looking for someone who is going to invest a bit more money into the NHS.
Do you feel that whoever wins will change things?
I mean, I always vote with the hope, isn't it, that sort of something is going to change. I'm a bit pessimistic, though, to be honest with you, that anything will actually change. So it would be nice, wouldn't it, to vote for a party and they actually follow through with the plans in which they said that they are going to put in place.
They deliver. It'd be nice if they...
Yeah, it would be nice if they deliver.
Millions of pounds is being spent on getting the Senedd ready for May. More politicians, a reformed voting system. Who will take the most seats, what the shape of power will be, is all to be decided.